You got the mic.
No way.
Get ready for battle.
Give me your money.
Beat the Black Knight.
I think like the stupider the better is kind of awesome. Like, I think we should
Wait,
just-
what? Oh, I gotta put my pants
Yeah,
on.
we're doing a podcast now, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, stupid. Everything's stupid. Stupid is good.
If I sound like I'm in a pit, it's because I'm sitting on the floor because we don't have enough chairs.
Yeah.
And Patrick's a little far away.
I'm far away.
I could probably scoot.
I'm gonna be an echoey voice for the whole thing.
Yay!
I thought I was close last time, but yeah, I don't know.
You kind of got further and further away as we recorded, I think.
Why is there a ghost on
Because
the
your
wall?
chair has wheels.
I'm gonna butt in
Yeah.
and say, why is there a ghost on the wall?
It's our downstairs neighbor, our previous downstairs neighbor haunting us.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Okay.
used to think it was spooky. I used to think it was spooky, but then the people who moved in downstairs are even worse, so now I'm kind of glad for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a piece of tissue paper that I drew a ghost face on and I taped it on the wall.
Let's say that louder.
It goes
The people
boogity.
downstairs are worse.
Icky!
Hear that, downstairs people? Fuck you!
Now we have to go
Anyway,
make
welcome to the Retro Fratcast. I
Yes.
am Jason, joined with me by...
Wes.
And...
Patrick.
And...
No, Patrick.
And...
Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
everyone.
Petrick.
Did we had
Petrick, yeah, Petrick.
Did we hear
Yeah.
Lauren?
Petrick.
Yeah, I'm here. I
And-
exist.
Wait.
An observer.
An observer.
I get it.
And you just missed Yoshi and Donkey Kong and Wario, but thankfully we're still joined by Petrick.
Yeah. Today it's Petrick, I guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You
I'm
were
fine with
Peach
that.
with Mario Party, so we
That's
kept
fine.
poking you.
Okay.
'Cause
You
wouldn't
could have
take
been
your turn.
Luigi.
Peach trick. I can do that. That's all right with me.
Yeah, so we basically just like been talking about all the things we've been doing lately, and
And we wasted the first 2 or so hours of our night playing Mario Party,
Yeah,
which we
did.
haven't finished yet.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't.
Jason's so happy that we're playing it now.
Are we-
Yeah, I am.
Are we going to finish this?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the
Probably
noise.
never.
So
Are
I'm
we-
liking it. It's okay. I actually don't think it's
We're,
actually
we're
bad.
just spending the whole time stealing all of Jason's
I
stuff.
do.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
I do I do actually think that Mario Party is it's hard playing it when you don't play it all the time because I don't know what the hell I'm doing on all those like mini games.
Well, yeah,
and
most of the
like,
mini games is like
Yeah.
we've played it
it's
so,
so
much.
it's
we
so many
remember
different
them, but-
games. Like it's so many different things to get good at, and it's like god damn it! Like it's that feeling of not being good at a video game over and over and over.
It's like,
again.
are you good at this
Like-
skill? No. How about
Yeah,
this one?
you
No,
know,
not that one
like,
either.
and which is fine. Like I can deal with it. But if I actually try to care about what I'm doing, I'm just gonna get pissed off. So like
That's why you need to play the
Yeah.
WarioWare games
Yeah.
so you can be pissed off all the time.
God.
I do
I
like
hate
it.
those.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I actually
hate-
do. I actually do just enjoy
Here's
doing
3
it 'cause it's
seconds to do a
casual.
thing.
I like the
What-
casualness.
What's
of
going on?
Press A, then B, then you have to run underneath of it. Oh, you're already dead.
I
You screwed it up, Patrick.
It. Yeah.
I actually
I-
kinda
I'm
like-
being too harsh on it. I do like it. I do think that it's. I'm just. I just. It is good because it's a very casual game, and so it's fun to just hang out with people and do it. And
Well,
but-
yeah,
Yeah.
4 people is
Yeah.
the way. to
You
play it.
honestly can't take it seriously. It's a
Yeah.
4-player just for funsies. Actually, like, if you remember the old Nintendo Power magazines, they had, like, advertisements, and one of the advertisements was just, like, you see, like, 4 dirty-ass kids with, like, their shitty 90s sneakers and jeans, like, and they're sitting on a couch, and the floor is strewn with, like, chip bags and soda and methamphetamines or whatever the kids did back then.
That's what the
And
kids did.
but they have the N64 sitting there, and they all have the controllers, and the tagline was like, Mario Party, it's something special, play it forever, do. And I remember looking at it as a kid and being like, that's what I want. I want me and 3 other friends on the couch, like, late at night, unhealthy snacks, playing this fucking game, having fun,
Yes.
not having
Well,
fun,
not having
and then
fun
laughing, and then not laughing,
Yeah.
and then ultimately screaming, unless I win, in
Yeah.
which case I'll be screaming, but at everyone else instead
Yeah.
of at myself.
Yes. That sounds like a wonderful time, Jason.
And then,
It is a wonderful time.
yeah.
That sounds great.
And there's only like 10 of them. Or more.
More or less, if you don't count the Game Boy Advance ones or the I think there was an e-reader version.
I think
or
that you
something.
shouldn't count those ones.
Yeah.
But
The e-reader version? So you say an e-reader version?
I think so. I think they had a version of Mario Party on the e-reader.
What? That's crazy. So it's like actually like on a Kindle or something?
No,
Huh?
it was for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, an e-reader.
Yeah,
Like-
you just swipe the
e-reader.
cards.
I thought you
isn't
meant
that
an e-reader,
the
like it's
device
on the
that,
Kindle
that
or
plugs into the
something,
Game
like-
Boy and it has a card scanner on
Yeah,
it?
you just swipe
Yeah.
cards on it.
Okay. Well, I thought an e-reader was like a thing where you like read a book.
How about the Game Boy printer? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, it was.
That's
So, yeah.
But I actually really like the WarioWare games because it's panic-inducing and I kind of enjoy it a little bit.
WarioWare is excellent.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there's nothing in those games to get attached to, like the stars or the coins or anything. You just throw it into a mini game, and if you do it, you do
Do
it.
a
And
thing.
if you don't, then you feel bad for a second. But
Right,
then
it's like-
it's too late. There's already another game happening.
Right, but all the games are like just meant to be silly and stupid. And,
Yeah,
and-
Yeah,
some
they
of
have
some
some,
of them
like,
are
really
extremely
hilarious
simple, and some of
ones.
them, well, they're all extremely simple, but some of them are really straightforward, and then the other ones are like, what am I doing? And it's over.
yeah.
So
No, I really enjoy WarioWare. It is interesting to compare that to Mario Party because they are kind of similar in the sense that it's just a bunch of random
Yeah,
games.
you just don't have the board
Like-
game factor. It's just all
Oh, that's why it's
the
better.
mini games.
Yeah.
exactly, that's why it's better. And on top of that,
That's why.
it's all Wario and his weird troglodyte
Yeah.
friends, and no Mario involved. So
Yeah.
it's
Yes,
better.
no annoying Mario.
Yeah, the WarioWare stuff's
Yeah,
really fun.
Mario was the problem with Mario Party. They
Yes.
should have called it Wario Party.
They should have. And
Well,
then
all
it
the
would be
games should
better.
have been really like
Yeah.
kind of like weird and just kind of. I think it's interesting how Wario like they got away. It's a Nintendo game, right? Obviously, so they got away with like doing some really crude humor and stuff. Are we recording? Are
Yeah.
you like checking what
Yes.
we're recording?
No, we're definitely recording.
Is that what you were checking?
Jason's just leaning in very quietly to check how long we've been talking, which isn't that long.
Occasionally, I look at this Star Trek device and it's like, I don't know if it's going. I just have to trust everyone else
That'd
because
be really
I don't
weird
do
if
this
we got
shit.
done with it and we had to not. And we
Yeah,
there was
we
no-
forgot to like record.
I'm sure that's happened to many podcasters. Like,
Oh, that would
I
be
know it
horrible.
happened to Giant Bomb at one point.
Yeah.
No, I made
And then they
sure that it
re-recorded, and it
worked.
was just 20 hours of Jeff going.
Yeah. They had to do that on the. I don't mean to make this a Giant Bomb advertisement.
Giant Bomb fan podcast.
Yeah, but like I did want to
Come
say
to
they
Giant
did have to do
Bomb,
that a couple
come
times
for
on the
your
endurance
t-shirts.
run. They had to re-record episodes on the endurance run.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think it was just episode 50, wasn't it?
Power, wasn't it when the power went out or something?
Yeah.
Well, when the power went out, they had it plugged in
Oh,
to
yeah.
power backup, so
That's right.
they could still see the
But they
camera.
couldn't talk.
And yeah, they didn't have their microphones, but they could see what they're doing on Drew's little camera. And when they realized the power wasn't coming back on a final time after coming on and off once or twice, they immediately just exit the dungeon in silence because we can't hear them, and they go to the save point and stop. And then at the next episode, they explained what happened. It's like, yeah, we had like 5 minutes left on the recorder. And it's like, we just have to stop this. Sorry.
Yeah. Man.
Speaking of Persona 4,
Yeah. So what about Persona 4?
how far have you gotten, Wes?
Yeah, how are you
You've
now
been
with
playing
that?
it again, I hear, from last time.
I did hear.
Myself
I
said
heard that too.
and I heard myself say that after I said that, and heard myself say that, hearing myself.
You're gonna hear yourself again when you listen to this podcast later.
Yeah.
So I have some disappointing news. I haven't played any Persona 4 recently.
Ah, fuck.
What?
What have I been recording this for then? Like, what the hell?
For other things too.
What could possibly be more important than Persona 4?
Assassination Classroom.
Okay,
what
I
is
might
that?
give you that.
What is Assassination Classroom?
Oh, it's
Well,
some manga.
Assassination Classroom.
I might be really quiet the whole time.
That's
Sorry, what is
okay.
it?
Well,
What is it? What is
we'll
it?
raise the volume levels,
What is
whatever.
it? What is it?
It's a manga Jason's been reading, and then they just recently
Book.
started doing DVDs for a show,
Anime.
and yeah, it's like the first
So-
11 episodes.
Yeah, he got the you guys got the first 11 episodes on DVD. He lent it to me. He's like, hey, maybe you'll like it. And I liked it a lot, so now I'm going to need to borrow the book so I can finish the story.
Yeah, because right now, like, the show is a little ways through, maybe like book 2 or 3 or something. But then they have up to book 10, and that's way farther in the story than the show right now. So, which is probably good because the show, instead of making Phil or wasting time for the writer to write more story for real, they have story and they don't have to wait around for that shit. You know how in like Dragon Ball Z you're waiting 40 episodes for Goku to punch somebody. In the book it's like 2 pages.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
I
people-
really like that though, and I remember watching
it's
watching
fun
the
in a
cartoons
silly
and, like
like
all that
Power
build-up.
Rangers kind of
like-
way, but
Yeah, like I mean,
And I watched
I
it
was so
too,
sucked
but-
in. Like when I was a kid, like I was so sucked into that. Like what was that? The Frieza saga. I watched
Yeah.
the Frieza saga.
that
And,
was the
like-
last saga. I
Yeah.
I watched the first 3 Dragon Ball Z sagas. After I finally finished the Frieza one, I was like, you know,
How they get through?
I'm gonna read the books from now on, and I got all 42 books starting from like original Dragon Ball all the way
Yeah.
through the literal end of the
Wow.
story, and it took way less time than watching
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
fucking show.
Exactly. But like I remember loving I was like captivated, even though they're like talking to each other for 40 minutes. Like I was like,
I watched the show too, and I really enjoyed it. I watched the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
I watched Cell, and then I even watched most of Majin Buu, even though he's just a pink bubblegum.
it's a lot of really
Yeah,
good
Cell
build.
was
was
Blob.
way cooler.
Like they knew,
Cell-
they
Cell
knew how
was
to play
great.
with your expectations. Like they knew how to make
The-
you expect a big fight and then just make you wait for it. And
The-
that helps the tension. You know,
The
like,
most disappointing
like,
thing about
that's kind of what it's
it
going on.
sounds like
right?
the advertisement for
Like-
some weird San Francisco sex dungeon. Like, wait for it. It
Wait.
makes it better.
It does.
the
It
the
does.
worst thing about
It's like
Boo,
that.
the worst thing about Boo was they had so much build up before
Like a
you ever
Super Saiyan
before you
dungeon.
ever saw him. Before
Brought to you by Guten Tag Sex Emporium and Cosmetics, down on 38th Street.
There's like Goku with a whip and chain.
Yeah, I never watched.
Odds
any
are
Dragon
that's
Ball.
already on the internet.
So
right
I know
now,
nothing
Patrick.
of any of this.
Thanks for that. Thanks
But-
for giving the internet that image.
So Jason, you never saw the Majin Buu episodes, right?
No.
Oh.
The most disappointing thing about that was there was so much build up before you ever saw him. There was like that I don't remember his name, the devil looking guy that was his guardian somehow.
Dabura.
Yeah, and Vegeta got the M
Majin-
stamped
yeah,
on his
Majin
fucking
stamp,
forehead
so-
and turned evil, and all this crazy stuff was happening. And then you finally see Boo, and he's a big blob of bubblegum.
Yeah.
And I was just sad.
Well, the
Yeah.
design was really weird, but I mean, was he a good bad guy? Like,
He was kind of
It's-
he was a big childlike kind of guy,
yeah.
right?
At first, and
Uh-huh.
to explain him fully would be to ruin half the story and fun of
Oh.
it, so I shouldn't.
then I should watch it at some point.
But
But you can do that. You can spoil
let's
that
just
for
say,
me.
even in the books,
If you
there was
guys-
quite a bit of build up to fucking Boo, of like, who is that? To him actually appearing, and even me reading the books is like, oh, right, yeah, this guy, because I knew who he looked like. It's just like,
Was he like some
Yeah.
piece? Did he turn out to be like some piece of Goku's soul that he left?
no,
when Goku
no,
died one of the
he was
5
like
times that he
some
died or
weird
something,
alien
like-
creature made like by magic by some alien creature a billion years ago and left like dug underground, hidden in the planet, and then that guy's creature's
Flubber.
son like found it and made it come out, and then Robin Williams and a computer lady had sex, and it got weird.
I don't know why I said that. I think it sounded like Flubber. I don't know.
He is very like flubbery. He
It
can,
wa-
he
it-
can actually like take parts off his
Yeah.
body and then like turn it into a
Couldn't-
projectile and throw it at
Couldn't
someone
he?
and kill him.
Couldn't he absorb normal blows and stuff too with his big stomach?
Yeah, and he could like turn people into like any food he wanted. He'd just yell at them, "Chocolate!" and they're chocolate little people, and he would eat them. He would
Wow.
fucking just kill people by eating them, by turning them into food.
So he was also like who's that other pink guy on Mario? Oh God, I can't have
Birdo.
No, he's a big Mario character. Come on, not a Mario character. Like a
Nintendo,
Nintendo
Kirby.
character. Kirby. He's like Kirby.
That's
Oh,
why
well,
I was gonna say
yeah.
Kirby, but then I was like, that's not Mario.
Yeah, whatever. Mario, Nintendo, same thing.
So yeah, it's Kirby.
You hear
and-
it here first, folks. Mario and Kirby are the same thing. Go tell your friends.
It's all the same thing. That Nintendo thing.
Yes, he's exactly like Kirby, except he's nothing like him. So
yeah, Kirby is awesome. Boo is a big piece of pooey boo.
I haven't had a Nintendo console in so long. But like,
Apparently.
What's a Nintendo? I don't know this Nintendo.
well, there's not been a reason to buy a Nintendo for years.
Oh, we saw a Wii U. There was a used Wii U with everything at the game store for
Yeah.
what was it, $34?
What? No way.
Yeah, it was like $40.
Yeah,
That's
40
terrible.
$40.
And they
That's
had
a
a
good
they had a
system. I swear,
Canadian version.
I actually totally take that back. Like,
The
I'm
Canadian
totally,
version
like,
was the
it
special.
was-
the
it-
normal
like,
Wii.
it was
but
less
the
expensive than
special
the
red
Atari
version that
Lynx.
was released
I've been
in
thinking
Canada.
about getting a Wii for like since the Wii came out. Like, and I know I'm eventually gonna get one and get a Wii U and like so I can play
Well,
all
you
the
can
Wii
go to the
games.
game store and get a Wii U for $40.
I might.
And you'll have a
it
Wii
works.
and a Wii U. You'll be able to
No,
play
it's
both.
it's like in the plastic case. They refurbished it and
Yeah.
all that shit.
So it's not
'Cause
like
I've
junky
always
off the
wanted to
street.
play all the Nintendo games, but the weird thing about the Wii and all the Nintendo consoles is like the only reason to get them is for the Nintendo games. Like, and
But
like
there's a
that's-
lot of them, and they're all very good.
They are, yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
so-
But like, it's
so-
still like just weird because for me, it's like I have to sometimes decide between what consoles I want, and I always go with the one that's gonna have more of the games that I'm gonna want to play.
Yeah.
And like, it's
Like,
just-
Yeah, Nintendo's like Zelda.
yeah.
That's something to get a console for. Is
Yeah.
Zelda games.
And oh my god, now there's gonna be a side tangent on that because I saw the E3 Zelda stuff and that
I did
blew
too.
my mind. Like,
I didn't see any of it. So
oh my god, that Zelda looks good. Like that
What
looks
is an
fucking
E3? No, I know what it is.
Awesome. Have you seen Have you seen the videos at all of the new Zelda? Or seen anything?
I haven't seen any E3 nothing this year. I don't care.
Breath of the Wild looks fantastic.
So
Yeah.
also
It looks
also
really
talking
good.
about Zelda tangent.
Yeah.
You've been playing the original
Yeah,
Zelda.
I have been on the site. I've been doing a thing where I start to play because I've always wanted to play Zelda, but I've always wanted to play like Zelda, like not like Link to the Past or any of that bullshit. Like I want to play
are
the
good
actual
games.
Zelda.
What about Ocarina of Time? That one
Like-
was supposed to be the greatest.
Yeah, I also want to play Zelda 2, but the thing is, I kind of want to play the ones that are more, and I don't know, because I really don't know much about any of them, but the only Zelda that I've played so far in my life is halfway through Ocarina of Time, and that was fine. But I kind of did get bored a little bit through it, and I'm going to eventually finish it. But what really attracts me about the original Zelda is that it gives you very little direction, very little story, and it's really about like just exploration, and like that seems to be like the
That's-
main focus. Like and like it's
Yeah,
kinda-
and you're just
guys
wandering
noticed-
around.
you have this
lost.
really good sense of like the idea of like where you feel free to go anywhere, but you also have a sense of being lost, and it's like really neat because of that. Like,
You know, if you
I
read the
like-
instruction manual, it has a story in it, and it's pretty good, and it's bright and colorful.
No,
and
I
they
mean,
tell
the-
you
the
what
exp-
to do,
the-
and there's
there's-
all kinds of items and things. Also,
the
there's
story would be good. The story would be good to know, and I read the thing at the beginning, but that's not really
Oh,
much story.
that,
Like
not that text scroll, like the
Yeah.
actual man.
yeah, but
The
like,
booklet, the thing
Patrick,
that games
I-
used to come
I've
with.
noticed that that's pretty much the kind of games that you like for the most part because
I also-
your favorite Final Fantasy is
It's
the
the
first
first one.
one. The
Fuck
first
yeah.
one because there's no story to the characters at all. You just kind
It's
of
just,
like
here you are,
It's
go
a very
do stuff.
blank slate. Like
Yeah.
even though it is kind of a linear progression, that game, they don't make it seem like that. It feels a lot more open, and it feels a lot more like you have a lot more freedom. But if you actually like think about that first game, it is linear. You can only do it in one order. Like like I don't.
Yeah,
think you
but
can do
there's-
anything
there's no, like,
and
they haven't given any
Yeah.
personality to the characters.
Yeah,
Like it's up to
yeah.
you to kind of.
also the two things I like are non-linear, like freedom. I like a lot of freedom, and I like the blank slate where where you have to use your imagination to fill in your own kind of story a little bit, you know, like, and I really like that.
I like not thinking.
Yeah. Well, then I don't know why you play Zelda because that takes
Because I thought about it and I knew where to go.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought, and then now I
Not-
know.
The best games for not thinking are Call of Duty.
So all of
Well,
your
yeah,
like,
first-person
Jason's-
shooter games.
Yeah.
There's something. Shoot.
like
I
was
definitely
playing,
don't play those.
I was just playing. I played the first like Modern Warfare and the second one, and those were fun. But I was just trying to play recently Black Ops, and I was realizing this is really dated. Like all this is just a shooter on rails. Like you can only go one way. You can only like the experience is the same for everyone. And
Yeah,
it's exactly.
you're
the same.
just herded
Like,
along.
Yeah. It's so like you don't have any decision to make. Like, what are you doing,
Jason, where are you going?
What?
Are you just walking away?
I'm sitting right next to the microphone.
Are you walking away because I'm talking about? Are you walking away because of what I'm talking about, or because you're?
He's
something?
getting a cold beverage from their
You're like,
freezer.
I don't want anything to do with Black Ops guy over here. Like,
No, it's because you're talking about
Yeah.
Call of Duty, and I don't.
yeah,
know.
so it is because of what I'm talking
Jason
about.
doesn't like the first-person shooter games, modern first-person shooters. Now, if it was Doom,
Yeah. Well, okay. I downloaded the demo to Doom. That game is amazing. Holy shit.
oh, the new one?
Yeah, they have a free
They
demo.
actually have a demo now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm playing it on medium settings, and it still looks fantastic.
Wow.
Like, I was worried that it would have to look like shit because, like, I have to put it at medium. But actually, they did a really good job. Like, it looks really good.
That's cool.
Even on medium settings. It looks like a very good game that's meant to run on my computer.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I want to play that too, but
Yeah.
I have two computers. One's too
Yeah.
old, and one I can't fit a video card in without taking it out of its container and buying a new video card and all the shit I need to make it actually run
It's
games.
gotta be the
yeah.
low-profile
So-
one.
Fuck.
But I really appreciate that they make the graphics look good on all scales. So, like, I mean, I just
I mean,
wanna
I'm
point
not
out-
on that scale, but
Yeah, you're on a
that's-
low scale, even
the
lower
scale.
He's below the scale.
Yeah, you're on a lower scale, much lower scale. I don't even know if it would run on your computer.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you just saying that? I was just thinking so much about how much I love the game. I was like zooming out a little bit. Like,
No, I wasn't saying anything.
okay.
I'm just here on a pillow.
But like the way it feels is so fantastic, and there's like things they add to it that make it even better. Where it's like, how did they do that so well? Like there's traversal stuff where like you run up. You know how like there's no jumping in Doom, right?
Yeah.
Well, there isn't any jumping here either. I don't think. What there is you run up to a like a thing that like is almost your height. Like
I thought you had a double jump in Doom.
in Doom.
The new Doom, you have a double jump that you can use whenever you want.
Maybe
right?
maybe do. I just wasn't using it. What I do though, like, is what I've been doing so far in the demo because I barely played it. Like, it's only I've only played it like 15 minutes. I'm not through it yet. It's a long demo. What you do is now everyone's running. What the hell? Okay,
Because
so,
Doom is more fun than Call of Duty.
but like,
No, I'm
the-
just getting my beverage out of the cold box.
Okay. But
Because it's hot in here.
the okay. Anyway, this traversal thing is really good. You run up to a thing like that that looks like the height that you could maybe climb up to. You press the
box.
you press the space bar button, and he climbs up. Like his hands actually grab it, and he climbs up, and it feels awesome. Like it's I wouldn't expect that sort of maneuver to feel good in a first person
And if
shooter.
there's a demon up there
But-
and he's weak on health, you get up there and you just rip his fucking face in half, and then
Yeah.
health and power
and it's
everywhere.
It's so fast. It's really fast. You should try it, Lauren, because it might run all right on your
Yeah, it
Probably
probably would.
Yeah.
Probably feels more realistic than jumping up on a thing that's your
You
height, which
you
is
might
like
have
6
to put
feet
it on,
tall or whatever.
on low
Yeah.
settings. I don't know, because I think your computer is a little less powerful than mine.
Well,
but,
I still need
like-
like another 8 gigs of RAM, but
Uh-huh.
other than that, it's like really, really good stuff. I just need more RAM.
but even on the lowest graphic settings, like the gameplay feels so cool. Like it feels very fluid and it feels very fast, and it's like it just feels better than any first-person shooter I've played in a long time. Like it's really impressive. So anyway, they knocked it out of the park with that game. Like it's fucking great. It feels like Doom.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's better than Doom 3. 'cause,
Yeah, just
that was
watch
It's so much better than Doom 3. Like
Uh,
comparing it to Doom 3 is like night and day. I'm
it's
sorry,
like
what were you
an
saying?
action game, and then Doom 3 was just like, it was creepy and
Yeah.
interesting, sure, but it was like a survival horror game.
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't
an
an
action
action.
game.
And one thing that really annoyed me about Doom 3 was the feel of the guns. Like they all
they
feel like
weren't
so puny.
great.
Like all of those guns never felt like powerful and cool like they did. And like like imagine like the feeling you get. I don't know if you guys really ever played Doom, but in Doom, the feeling of shooting the shotgun
Oh,
was
yeah.
so satisfying.
These people have
I
been playing
played
Doom forever.
Yeah,
ever
we've
since it
played
came
all
out.
of them.
Like,
Well, you guys should play some Doom with me, man. Because I gotta play. I want to play.
What year did the
like,
first
I
Doom
love
come
playing
out?
Doom.
1991 or 2?
Yeah, it's like 92, 93.
Yeah, so I was like 5 years old,
Yeah.
6 maybe, and Doom came out, and I played it as a 6-year-old, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm such a well-balanced
Yeah.
adult today.
Well,
Yeah.
I never played Doom really as a kid, but I played Wolfenstein 3D.
Well,
I played that
um,
one too. That one was
I
awesome.
Yeah,
just
we
want to
had
point
that
out,
before
like,
Doom.
like now is the right time to be, is the easiest time to be playing Doom because there's so many source ports, and like all you have to do is legitimately own the WAD, and then you can use that in your source port for like, and that's totally fine. And like, and
Yeah,
and,
But I want
and,
to play a worse version on an old console.
Well, we've got the old.
Well, I've got
old
just the
Doom
thing for you,
copies.
sir. I just recently played Doom on my Sega 32X.
Oh yeah.
That's right. It's missing roughly half the levels of
Oh,
the computer
jeez.
version, and
How's
it
the
doesn't
music?
have the BFG. The music sounds like it's coming through a kazoo
Oh,
that's
no.
underwater, being farted out by an octopus
and
through
it's
a
on
speaker.
32X. It should sound
that
great.
sounds like the version for me.
Yes,
Sign
it
me
is.
up.
The
It's-
one good thing it has over the Super Nintendo version of Doom, which one they always compare it to, is it actually looks a lot better than Super Nintendo.
It's got better
Doom.
graphics.
It's
That's
got
the
better
only
graphics.
plus.
But the colors are worse, the music is worse, the controls are worse.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo version even had all the fucking stages.
Well,
It's
it-
bad.
I love
and
that
I
they-
played at least 3 times a month.
Since I've been getting into like Doom editing and stuff, I've been learning a lot about the different like source engines, source ports and stuff of the game, and it's so easy to play so many different versions of Doom. Like it's like we can play a multiplayer game like that, and it's like it'd be great. Like there's so many different like source ports we can mess around with. You
yeah.
know? Like it's really easy.
Yeah,
Um,
I love level editing. Like I had just installed Unreal Tournament. I didn't realize it came with the level editor.
Yeah.
It's like I've had this game forever for the Unreal Tournament 2004, and I never knew it came with a level editor. And
Yeah.
I love
level
building
editing
things.
is so cool.
I love it. So it's like I loaded it up, and I've been slowly learning it because every editor is different.
I was hoping you'd get into it
Because
kinda, like,
they all have like their own quirks and their own ways of doing things.
I made a level in Shadow
We should-
Warrior once.
We should make levels for each other and then like play them.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause, like,
I've been
My
I like-
level in Shadow Warrior was
wanna-
2 rooms.
I want
One
you
of them
guys-
used a sprite of a woman killing herself that didn't get into the final game because it was too violent and she was naked.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was my level.
There's your level. The Easter egg that was
And
taken
it
out
was
of the
the
game.
best fucking level I ever played because of that.
The like I love doing Doom editing, but it's like I would only want to do it like if other people would play my levels. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, that'd be the fun thing.
like,
Is
you
like
guys should
make
play my
levels
levels
for
if
each
I
other.
make more levels. Or
Yeah,
something.
if you make them, I'll play them.
That'd be cool.
But
That'd be really cool.
yeah, the level I've been
If
making
you
on
make
Unreal
it, it will
Tournament,
come.
it's
Maybe we should even
it's
post
based
it on
off of
something.
like an old Capture the Flag level from Quake 2.
Okay. Oh
and-
sweet. Oh nice. Okay.
So it's like I'm just like loosely basing it off of what I remember because I haven't reinstalled Quake 2 on my computer yet. I
We
need to, but I haven't.
we should talk about what's on sale on Steam because that's one of the games that's on sale on Steam, and I'm gonna buy it, and then I'll be able to play the levels that you make.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I haven't looked at Steam since I
Yeah.
saw they had the new version of Binding of Isaac, and I loved the old version.
Oh yeah, I hear
And
the new version.
I got the new
much
version.
Improved.
It has a lot more stuff,
Yeah.
but it runs like crap on
What?
both of my computers, so
Why?
I got sad. I don't know.
It's 2D.
Like, yeah,
Well, it's like Minecraft. It's way more intensive than you would think.
What?
it's just got like little special effects. Like the normal movement of the characters is fine,
Yeah.
but then it'll slow down to ass because there's like some special sparkle cloud because you picked up a super item, and that effect just doesn't work with my computer, and
That
it slows it
sucks.
down.
That sucks.
And you're constantly picking up items.
It's
so,
time for a. I don't know what you could do with your computer. What can you upgrade?
Well, my old computer, nothing.
Yeah.
But my new computer, I could upgrade it, but it's like in a smaller computer shell, and I'd have to take the motherboard out of that and have
Oh, whatever.
our computer guy put it in a new thing and
This is
add an
why-
actual video card. And now I've spent $10 billion. and
Yeah,
I'd
don't
much
spend so
rather
much money on
waste
it.
it
Like,
on
just,
the important things like Virtual Boy.
this is why
Yeah, yeah.
consoles exist.
that,
Yeah,
and-
I want to talk about that real quick, Jason, because last podcast you hadn't even played your Virtual Boy yet. So
Yeah.
did you want to talk about how that looked
Yes.
and how your eyes bled after you played it?
How did that work for you?
My eyes did not hurt at all, even after playing for about an hour.
But they were bleeding
But-
constantly.
Yes.
That's where the red comes from.
You know, that's every Tuesday. That's just normal for me. But no, what did hurt was my back and neck because I was leaning into the fucking thing, like trying to find a good angle to play this stupid goggles on legs.
That's
and-
why you're supposed to tape it to your face.
Yeah, get duct tape and just wrap
You
it
know
around
that?
your
Oh yeah, I
head.
think I saw a guy on the internet do that once. What a novel idea! I should give that a try.
Can you do that? Like, can you actually? Is it battery powered?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. So you can totally do
Well, it can be battery powered, but
I don't have the battery.
well,
pack.
you can tape
Yeah.
it to your face and have it plugged into the wall still if you want.
Yeah, you
That's
could
true.
do that.
it. Then it would be like VR, like the Vive.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like that.
If you want to be bald by the third time you played it because the duct tape keeps ripping your hair out.
The Vive is.
Oh,
even
I
more
gotta go to
expensive.
work. Ah! Okay, here we go.
Have you guys been keeping up at all on that? Like, the,
No, I haven't. seen
After
anything of it.
watching the giant bomb people get their first kids,
they
and,
better
like,
keep
play
doing that
around.
rodeo thing that they do. But like, I mean, god damn it, I think VR is gonna fail because I just think not enough people are gonna buy it. Like,
Well,
it
it's so
doesn't, like-
expensive.
I
right now.
I randomly saw a video of a 75-year-old guy playing some zombie killing
Oh,
game
what?
with that on,
Really?
and he was like all over the living room, almost hitting his
Awesome.
grandson or whoever that was.
There's so many cool videos of people like.
Release a zombie.
There
Hold
are-
still so I can kick you
He
in the
was
shins.
he was totally into it though. It was
There,
great.
there are really cool videos of like old people freaking out with VR.
He was
Like-
he was totally into it though. He
That's
was
cool.
all over the
Yeah,
living
if
room.
nothing
just
else,
whacking
that's
zombies.
VR's biggest contribution to
Is YouTube
society.
videos.
Is YouTube videos of people wearing it, going, "Oh my god, scary and new."
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's gonna be weird for a while,
Well,
and I don't know if it's gonna survive.
If it
though.
actually kicks off, imagine all the cool things they could do with like older games and stuff.
Doom.
Oh yeah, you do. Take Doom.
They did it already.
No, I don't mean the new Doom. I mean old ass
Old Doom. No, they did the old Doom.
in 3D.
Brad fucking played it on
You-
a unprofessional Fridays.
What?
He played in Oculus Rift old Doom.
That would be awesome.
We're
Just
buying an
look at-
Oculus.
do Doom.
That was
Hex and
that was actually a
Heretic.
segment. I'm
all
sorry I
those-
keep talking about Giant Bomb, but I
Why?
love
It's
Giant,
like
I love Giant
they do
Bomb.
interesting stuff or something. But no, all I ever wanted since a kid, since playing Doom the first time and warping my very twisted brains, probably,
Yeah.
I always wanted to play Doom. You know, it's 3D, but
Yeah.
I wanted the stereoscopic 3D. It felt like you were actually there.
Yeah.
But everything looks the same. I still want like the stupid 2D model monsters and shit. I still want, you know, like the crappy textures, but the 3D polygons and
Yeah.
all that shit, and
No,
where your
yeah.
spatial awareness is,
Yeah.
I want all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
In
be able
3D.
to look around at everything.
And just being able to
turn
look
your
around
head
at the
and-
ceiling,
Exactly.
I mean, you don't have to.
No,
but
it's so awesome when he does that. Like it's really cool because the funny thing is
I
like
played
the sprites,
versions of Doom where you can look around and
Yeah.
aim, but I know it's
yeah,
possible.
but in the VR it's hilarious because like the sprites don't like fit, so it's like the
yeah,
like,
so
like,
you
the
see like this
gun-
cardboard person just kind of bend a little bit while
Well,
you're looking at
yeah,
the ceiling.
But also like the gun that he's holding, like because it's a VR experience, he can see all down here, so it just stops there. Like it's like the sprite is like right here, and then the hands just stop right there. And
Because
like,
they never originally drew the rest of
Yeah.
that gun because you're not supposed to normally see
Yeah.
past that point.
that didn't work very well on the podcast. I was just
Here and
describing
there
the,
and yeah.
I was just describing the bottom part of the sprite in the.
In case you played
No,
this
no,
game
I'm
called-
sure they'll
the
be able
gun,
to see you
yeah.
describing it
The
with your
hands
hands.
stop on the way down because you can see below them.
In case you've played this game called
yeah.
Doom, I've heard of so much about the past 20-something years.
And
What's that game?
One thing
It happens to be
one
a
thing Brad
first-person
did say.
shooter.
One thing Brad did say was that it was the most compelling experience he had yet had on the Oculus Rift. Was
Wow.
that game ported to the Oculus Rift.
And Brad's not very good at anything.
He's pretty good at Doom. He's okay.
No, he's good at like that fucking, what is that?
Dota.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
that.
good at Dota too. He actually gets really good at specific games. Like he got good at StarCraft.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, Brandon's bad at games, but they
He's
just say
not.
that because
He's really just a
They
hardcore.
say that because it rhymes. He, like,
Yeah.
if he likes a game a lot, he gets
Yeah.
into it.
And he's very like he gets really nerdy about the games. Like he gets
Well,
into
that's like
tough
me.
games.
It's like if I really like something, I just
yeah,
learn everything there is
yeah.
about it.
And he
So,
gets really into
I
complicated.
hope everybody's enjoying our Giant Bomb
Bradcast.
fan cast.
This is our Bradcast.
Yeah.
Talk about how much we love Brad. Brad's
Hey, I'm the only one here who doesn't watch Giant Bomb. Yay!
I haven't watched it in like a year and a half.
awesome.
I watched them yesterday.
So anyway, Dan Reichert versus Patrick Klepek.
You get a patch.
Well, it turns out there was this big competition between the two. It started about a year and a
Okay,
half
well,
ago.
It
The-
turns
the
out that
one
it's not
thing-
interesting at all.
All right, the one thing that we can link into on that is Jason and the Mario Maker.
Oh, what
is
were you on
usually
Mario, dude?
he Jason was like one of the top players in the world.
Oh, you beat
for-
some of those Dan Reichert levels. huh?
Well,
he
I
would
beat
beat
all
them-
of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But any
before
stage,
anybody else.
Yeah.
Like everyone, not just Dan, everyone would post some fucking nightmare level and be like, "This is the hardest levels ever made." To the point Nintendo sponsors them and goes like, "Ooh, you're never gonna win." Ooh,
Yeah.
and then I play it and then like 10 minutes later I've beaten it, and then I find out other people like either give up after hours or after hours they finally do it, and I'm sitting there like, really?
And Jason's
What's
beaten it
so
like
hard about
days
it?
before some other people. So yeah.
I don't mean to brag, but actually I do. I'm better at this game
No,
than
you're-
all of you.
Yeah, that's like
That's okay.
really awesome.
It's
because,
actually really cool because we love watching
yeah,
you beat those games.
I've
like,
seen
and
some
beat,
of the
like, beat
comments
those
where
levels.
people are like, he like beats games these levels
Yeah.
way before anybody
And
else.
actually, didn't you say that you were featured or something? Your comment or something was
Yeah.
featured on a game on a video.
on one of the giant bombs. Or
that was something I found.
Build a
really
level,
interesting.
try as you might, but I shall beat it before the
That was
night.
something I really found was interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, like an ex-giant bomb
I thought-
member, so this is completely different on topic.
Yes.
Different. He does a little section called Mario Maker Mornings, which I like to watch because it's fun watching
Yes.
him play
Mario
Mario
Maker
games.
Mornings is fantastic.
And he'll usually play a hard stage, and sometimes he'll usually post the code of the level so people watching can play too at home. He was having trouble with this one ass stage. I think Jeff or some asshole made it, and so like he finally beat it after I don't know several hours of trying and a couple different days. And when I played it, it took me less than 8 minutes.
to figure it out without knowing anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
In fact, I skipped half the level right away with a trick that he didn't even know about.
Because I'm watching that series right now, and I have no idea how the fuck he's even figuring this shit out. Like,
And then I typed a comment, like, kind of sarcastically to Jeff, because he was being his Mr. Dr. Tracksuit persona
Yes.
to be a super dick. And I was
Yeah.
like, you stole 8 minutes from my life, Dr. Tracksuit, and I want him back. And
oh
then,
man,
like, I think Patrick in the comments is like, wait, no way you beat that level that quickly. It took me like 3 hours. And then some guy beneath that comment, some separate guy, said like, no, I believe him. He beat some other fucking hard stage that took you forever and
Yeah.
everyone else in the world and got the world record before everyone else, and it only took him like a few minutes or something.
yeah.
And then Patrick finally responded one more time by saying, well, we have a monster among us.
Yeah. No,
And
you're
it
good,
made
man.
me,
Like,
that made my day. That made me happy.
I think it's awesome. I think it's
Yeah,
awesome that
I
you're
love
really
the
good at
Mario
those games.
Maker.
Like, and I
That was
really,
so much fun.
I enjoy watching you play. I like watching you beat like anything, but like especially like the games that you play like over and over and over again. Like,
well, there's like all the Mega Man games
like,
and stuff
like watching
that
you
you can
beat
beat
Mega Man
without
is awesome.
dying.
And I think we should do some sort of video feature where you do a speed run or
yeah,
something.
like,
Because
when
like
I,
that would be cool.
like, the video I played Metroid
Yeah.
2 and
You-
got
yeah.
you
time
weren't
to
even
66
really
minutes.
trying.
Yeah.
It's like
for
I wasn't
fast-
even trying, and
Yeah.
I got
you got a minute. Or
Yes.
I mean, not a minute, an hour.
It was an hour. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
New world
Beat the
record.
game in a minute.
I look at that video on our
Glitchless.
thing and like it says 106 and what comes to mind is a minute 06 for some reason.
Not an
Yeah,
hour,
that'd be
6
Yeah.
the ultimate record,
but it's meant to be an hour.
Yeah, without
Yeah,
using
hours.
glitches or anything
and
else. It's-
yeah, and that's collecting every item in the game too. You don't even have to do that.
Yeah.
And just recently, like that was a while ago, I did that, and I wish the audio in that video wasn't.
The audio
desynced.
sucks. Yeah, it's
Like,
only
if I-
it's only one lavalier mic and we're all talking in the background.
Yeah,
And,
if I could
Yeah.
like fuck
Also, the
around with it,
video
maybe
sucks.
and
Like, I mean,
it's,
Well, yeah, it kept getting desynced from the
I-
sound for
I
some
don't know
reason.
how I was recording that, but I mean, it sucks the way the lighting is and everything. Like, it just looks so bad in
But
every
you
way.
can-
Like,
if you can avoid the
doesn't
sound,
matter.
like, you can
Yeah.
still see the
Yeah.
screen and clearly what I'm doing.
yeah,
and
that's what's important. You know, it's just the screen of the video.
I
game.
actually played Metroid 2 again the other day, same as I did
Yeah.
before, just to see, because I hadn't played in a while. And it's like, I'll just play it again. See, sort of compare myself to how I did last time. I wasn't like trying to compete and be like, I'm
Did
going to
you
do
better?
better.
Did you do better?
No, I actually got 3 minutes faster, and I skipped items that time.
Oh wow.
So I did really bad. I'm really out of practice.
Oh man.
I need
But
to
that
do
one
better.
that you recorded is awesome. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's cool. We should. That's good
Like,
that we
as-
have that.
As far as I know, I think Summer Games Done Quick, which they do every year
Yeah,
around this
yeah.
time, like is coming soon.
Okay.
And if you submit like a video like that, I don't know how the process works.
Well, we should do it then.
You can they'll like fly you to wherever the hell hotel.
If
they
you
have
actually
booked.
like have a record, or you think you have a record, we should do it.
Yeah,
we gotta
you
submit a
like
video.
even people who don't
Right.
have world records, as long
Right.
as they're good speed runners, they go to these
Yeah.
conventions, and it's for a good cause. They
I was
raise
just-
money for charities.
Speaking of people that don't do things on them, like I guess it's kind of funny. It's interesting that like all this. I've been watching a few of those things, and one of the weird things that they just did was a guy was trying to beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out blindfolded,
Oh yeah, I
and-
saw
Yeah,
that.
and he didn't do it. Like, which is fine because it's ridiculously impossible. But like,
Actually,
still,
later on, I
yeah.
think it was a year later, they did finally beat Mike Tyson blindfolded.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
yeah, you just have
ridiculous.
to memorize the
But it's
button
like almost
combinations and
impossible to
timing.
memorize the timing for that, right? Because like it's random.
did it.
right. Like
Well, there should be sound cues that you can
Yeah,
follow.
that
It was
Yeah.
actually a race too. Two people
I
beat
kinda-
him blindfolded in a
Wow.
race.
Jesus, I wonder what they're listening for, like with the Mike Tyson. fight
There's a
specifically.
lot of subtle
Yeah,
stuff,
it's-
but Mike Tyson's Punch Out's never been one of the NES games I grew up with. I know it's a classic. It's not one of my favorites just because I didn't grow up with it. I respect the game. I'm not great at it. I'll never probably beat it or whatever.
It's
'cause I
very
don't
hard.
really
I was
play
watching
it,
that speed run and I was realizing I thought I had seen almost all the guys and I was realizing the last three guys never even saw them.
but- yeah, like Mr. Sandman,
yeah.
Soda Popinski, or
Yeah.
whoever.
like I've gotten
or
pretty-
Mr. Macho Man.
I've got Macho Man. I never saw him before. I've gotten pretty far in that game, and I thought I had seen everyone except up to the last guy. But unless they replaced more than just the last guy, because I've played the Mr. Dream version, and I thought I saw Mr. Dream.
Yeah,
But,
that's the version they made after they lost the licensing deal. Like the first cartridges had Mike Tyson
Right.
as the last boss. When they lost the deal to do games with his likeness,
Right. So I
they
had the later
changed
version.
that out. Mike Tyson with Mr. Dream, just some generic guy, but he
Did they
basically behaved the same way, so it wasn't like a completely
Wasn't it the
different
same
person.
sprite with like a skin
But
change?
did they replace?
Basically, yeah.
Did they replace anyone else?
No,
Okay, so
because
I
everyone
just,
else is
So
not
I just
real.
didn't, so I guess I just didn't ever get past the whoever the third or fourth guy to the end or something. Because like I never saw that Macho Man guy. Like so.
it's wacky.
But I did get pretty far because I think it's only the last three guys that I hadn't seen before. So anyway, yeah, that's a good game. That is a good game.
Yeah, like Jason said, we never had it growing up, so
So it's not
In
one
other,
of, like,
in
really
other
weird.
news,
Yeah.
in other news, it's hot as anuses.
yeah, it's been real hot lately.
Anuses are pretty hot.
It was only 110 degrees
I'll
today.
say.
I was
so-
gonna say Satan's anus, but my anuses came out first, so I just said anuses. It's pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things
That sounded.
Jason gets like really good at games like the platformers and stuff. I get good at the things like first person shooters and the like games. Things I like to do in a game is I will break your game. I will find ways to do stuff that you can't do.
Yeah,
Like I bought
that's cool.
Crackdown 2 last week because I have the first one, played it and loved it. And it's like
will break your game.
I literally
I
broke
break
the
your-
game.
Snap.
there was an area that it's like, oh, your skill level has to be this high in order to get to this place. And I'm like, I will prove you wrong.
Yeah,
I will do it. And I did.
nice.
And it is like, I will find a way to get to where I am not supposed to be yet, just because you say I can't do it.
You're like that. You're like that guy in Rocky 4 that goes up to guys and goes, "I will break you."
Yeah,
Pretty much.
but I always do
I
that.
can walk through walls in Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah,
But that's just because it's a poorly programmed game.
Yeah, I'll find stuff like that where it's like supposedly all this great stuff, and it's like I will find ways, like in Halo 2,
Yeah, every game has
there was
glitches.
just a way that I would get up on like
Actually-
the city level, the first one that you go to, and it's like I would get outside the level and be
Yeah.
up on rooftops
Yeah.
and outside of
when
everything.
when you
and-
play a game enough, like you can figure that stuff out. Like actually, that reminds me of the Command and Conquer series I'm doing right now, where I start to explain. I played that game so much as a kid that I know how to exploit the AI like every way. Like I know like the things that the AI does. Like
Yeah.
like
how
and-
it thinks,
And even
what
though
it
I'm not
will
very good at
react.
it now because I can't react as fast and because I haven't played it in so many years, so I still suck and I'm still losing some of the missions. But basically, it's like there are certain things that are really weird about the AI. Like, for instance, I can't remember specifically now. I have to play a couple missions now to really figure it out which one. But when you're playing a multiplayer match with I don't know, I find this fascinating. When you're playing a multiplayer match with the computer, when they attack your base, they will always attack the building in the top right corner. So
Really?
you can exploit that. They will always
You just
attack your
put
base in
most
a
of
very
your-
specific order.
So you
it's
put most of your force where
Yeah.
you know they're going to
yeah,
attack.
so they will go top right to bottom left or something.
So,
Basically,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The computer is OCD?
Yeah,
It will always
pretty
go
much.
for the same building. You
Okay.
figure out what building it's going for. It's usually the one that I think it's always the one in the top right corner, and it will always go for that building. So what you do is you put a very tough building or a non-important building that is tough, like in the top right corner.
So they'll
Just so
target
they
that.
have to waste
Yeah.
time destroying it.
Or you can build something way far away from your base, like that is you could build like a sandbag, like you like build a line of sandbags like up to like some like ridiculous like
way
other
away
place,
from your base.
and they'll just go get that, like and like
Because it's
or
the
and
furthest to the top of the
you can also use sandbags to artificially extend your base, so like you can put like a turret, like sandbags, and then I think you have to put an actual building because I don't think they'll go after sandbags, but you have to put like a turret or something. Anyway,
That
so-
sandbag was looking at me
that's
funny.
a fun
Bang!
little exploit. Another exploit that I used to use to cheat that computer, which was awesome, is that they don't destroy sandbags. So, because their bases are almost usually always surrounded by sandbags, but they have openings, what you do is you build a line of sandbags to their base, seal it off, and they won't attack you.
Because they don't know how to get out.
Because they won't get out because they don't attack. Because the AI does not attack sandbags.
You just
That's
imagine
awesome.
the general calling his like the general's calling his troops like, "Why are you attacking? Sandbags, sir! We got sandbags! Sandbags! Oh fuck! I didn't. Okay, everyone pull out! God damn it,
Anyway,
we're screwed."
that's me nerding out about Command and Conquer. I love that game. So
Well,
much.
it was like
But,
Age of Empire games. When I'd play them, I'd always usually just end up walling off
Yeah.
the computer's town
Yeah.
or something like that, and they couldn't do anything. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
put some towers around it, and they'd come over
Because
near
they don't
the
know how
wall.
to destroy
Yeah.
walls or something, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the thing?
the-
It's the same thing
There's
there.
always
like,
weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like even like I know it's a sort of strategy game, but in Worms Armageddon,
Yeah. It is a
especially the
yeah.
N64 version,
Yeah.
I've played against the PC, like the computer players so much, I know exactly what weapons they're capable of using and not using,
Mm-hmm.
what weapons they're going to use in what situation, and how it's all going to play out to the point that I can exploit them to win every fucking time.
Oh man.
Because they'll only do certain things like, oh, this guy's gonna walk up, drop a mine, and then scooch away a little bit, and then, ouch, I took a little bit damage. Hey, it's my turn. Baseball bat. Oh, I just knocked 5 guys in the drink. Like,
it's so weird that
you
stuff.
play games enough, you just find this stuff out, and it's like, this
and
actually
it's
is
really
not
fun to
hard.
exploit it, and yeah.
And
like,
honestly, if you didn't exploit it, you'd probably get your ass kicked. So
you might as well.
sorry, you
'Cause
might as well win.
Usually the computer's cheating anyway.
Oh yeah, true.
No,
computers
definitely in
love
Worms
it.
Armageddon. In
Yeah.
Worms Armageddon, they super cheat because
Yeah.
They
one
will do
weapon they use-
impossible
They'll
things.
use bazookas and grenades.
Yeah.
Bazookas, it fires a projectile that's affected by wind. So
Yeah.
like they'll shoot it straight up in the air. The wind will just magically curve it over and it'll hit your guy every time. Or they'll throw a grenade up in the air for like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You just watch that fucker fall. The moment it hits the ground,
It
it
blows
hits a
up.
group of your guys.
Yeah.
When normally anyone else would throw it and it would miss and bounce, because how the fuck do you know how high to throw a grenade at 4 seconds when a worm is like 10 feet away? Like, there's
Yeah.
that's
Oh yeah,
their
some of
cheating.
the things
Yeah.
they do are just ridiculous.
But my cheating is way more fun.
Yeah, no, well, see, like,
That-
that's why I love cheating against the computer, because it's like, fuck them. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that
care. Like, I
reminds
just
me
want to
of,
win. I do want to break the game, like you said, Laura.
That,
That's
that
like, I
reminds
like
me
doing
of
that too.
I
Like-
played Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 a lot,
Yeah.
and one way I would exploit the computer is the Soviets have these Zeppelins.
Yeah.
They have these. They're super slow flying, but you get like 5 of them,
Yeah.
and you just put them in a circle around their base, and then every time they try to send troops out to attack you, the Zeppelins just drop bombs and prevent
Oh,
it
awesome.
from happening.
Ah, that's
and,
great.
And they have the Allies have a some sort of teleporter, chrono something teleporter. I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah.
But they will always try to build that, and you just send your little Zeppelin in, boom, 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 and destroy it before it has a chance to teleport anybody. And then they'll try and put it in the same exact spot every time. They'll just keep rebuilding that
And
building
you
right
just
there.
keep destroying
And you
it.
just keep destroying it.
What
no
I
problem.
think is interesting is AI's evolved, especially in strategy games like that. AI has come a long way, and it's interesting to see like just how easily like they solved certain issues quickly by making them non-random. Like and when you see what they're doing, when you realize there's ways you can exploit what they're doing, like that thing about like attacking always the same building or
Yeah,
area of your base, like it's like that's weird that they didn't randomize that at all, but they probably did that like in order to speed up production of the game, and they realized that most players when they play through the campaign won't realize.
Yeah,
that's
they're not.
happening.
You're
Like-
not going to notice this kind
Yeah.
of stuff unless you've spent hundreds of hours playing.
Or maybe
Yeah.
they realized the computer players being given free reign to do whatever they want was so chaotic.
Oh,
They were
right.
just destroying themselves and everyone else, and it was.
I've
or,
seen
or
that.
maybe they're just too powerful. Or
I
something
have
like
seen that in
or-
Age
yeah,
of Empires
yeah.
2. I think it was, maybe it was Age of Mythology. There was an option for the computer to be like a builder,
Mhm.
and they would build walls and like turtle.
Mhm.
And some maps it just didn't work with, and they just like build walls everywhere to the point to where they can't even move around their own base. There's just like random walls here
I
and
think
there.
that might have been Age
That's
of
weird.
Empires 2, because I played Age of Mythology 2, and I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I'm
that-
pretty sure it's Age of Empires 2.
My favorite, just now that we're on this subject, like my favorites of all time are the Command and Conquer and Age of Empires, and I'm trying to think if there's another one, but
Civilization.
well, that's a different
Yeah,
category.
it's not the same.
But yes,
Yeah,
that
but-
Civilization I was a huge fan of, and
That
I
one's
played the shit out of all of
turn-based
them. Like,
strategy.
Oh.
it is
It's like
it
like
is-
Risk.
It is strategy.
Oh
but-
right, turn-based and
Yeah, there's
Real time.
there's turn-based and there's real time, but and that's turn-based. But that is I mean, if I was to pick best strategy game of all time, it would definitely be the Civilization games. Like for
Yeah,
me.
I always
Like,
think of that first Civilization because,
Yeah.
like, even as a kid, and I didn't know how to do things for strategy,
Yeah.
I could still play it fairly well.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
like, I guess it was educational and it's fun. Abraham Lincoln would come up to you and like
I love
the
that shit.
11th
Yeah.
century BC and be like,
Yeah.
"Your country is
I
weak and
just-
stupid," and you kill like one of his
I just
enemies.
love
and,
how
like, please
si-
don't kill me anymore.
I just love how silly the historical stuff is.
Well,
yeah.
It's
just
it's like
pick
the year
one
3000
historical
BC
leader.
and Abraham Lincoln is coming
Yeah.
up to you. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
just because he's part of the
Yeah.
America tribe.
Right.
Yes,
It's
the
so dumb.
Americans.
But like, it's still great to see that stuff. It's like, oh, this time the Germans built the pyramids. Like,
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that.
And pretty much by the end of the game, I'd have at least a couple of cities where there's
Yeah.
like 5 monuments in the
Oh,
background.
I
the
would
Colossus, the
always
pyramid,
build them all in
big
the same
fucking
building,
everything.
same city. So the same city would have like
All
every
of them.
wonder of the world, the Hanging Gardens, the pyramids. It's
Yeah.
like everything in there, and you just
I-
look at
I
the city
always-
view, and it's just all
Fuck
these
if I know what they
wonders.
did, but they sure look cool.
Yeah.
I always got the most pointy sticks. That was
Yeah.
thing I always achieved.
Oh, that's what they
Give
call
me
you.
pointy
Yeah.
sticks.
Yeah, you have the most pointy sticks. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's
I
what it
love
was.
that. Like, I love all the weird shit in that first Civilization game.
I just love changing what they say. Hack the text file and change all the.
Oh, I never
text.
did that. That's
That's
awesome.
that's the most.
You get
fun.
into modding a little bit, which is awesome. Like and
That
you
was
got
the
into
first
it.
game I ever modded because
Yeah.
I found the text file. And it's literally just a README text file.
Cool.
You can open it with any
Oh, I got it.
word
It says
editing
in the
program, and it's got every dialogue option for everything.
Would you just
and
make them say like curse
you
words
could-
and stuff?
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
say they
explain
can be
it.
like, "Yo, fool, what you breaking my shit for? Why you come at me in fucking face?
Literally,
get-
anything
get
you
some
want to type,
bling
you,
bling, or
you can
get
make
the
it
hell
say
out
that.
of here."
And
And
it's
then
just
Tyler
like-
once, he's like, "Oh shit, man, Christ, I didn't mean no harm. I do good next time. I swear,
Oh,
goddamn."
man.
yeah, you can literally do that if you wanted to.
That's fun.
The great emancipator, everybody.
Here's what I think. I think about just like Civilizations. Like out of all of them,
Shit,
the
no.
best one really is the first one there too because it's the simplest one. Like
Civilization.
Yeah.
yeah.
And nostalgia is always worth points.
The game was pretty perfect, and I would say if there's argument to why the second game is maybe the best one because the second game actually more realistically models a lot of things, and it's
boo realism. I would
Yeah.
have fun.
yeah, but it's basically
I went
there's a
Ghetto
lot of
Lincoln.
bullshit and unrealistic stuff in the second one too, but it's still a really amazing game and it's super
Well,
complex.
the thing I do in the original Civilizations, the same thing I do in Age of Empires, is I beat my enemy opponent down to the
Yeah.
point where they've got like just a couple buildings or like one city, and I just like fortify all around it with strong things that they can't do anything about.
Yeah.
And then I can just spend the rest of the time building whatever I want and doing whatever I want. I'd usually take my stupid little covered wagons, which is hilarious. That it's like 3000 AD and you've got covered wagons building roads. But I'd like build railroads, like cover the entire world with roads and railroads and bridges and just
I also
So you're basically Dr. Robotnik. You turn the whole planet into a giant mechanical mess.
Yeah.
And enslaved everyone.
whereas in the Age of Empires, I just strip mine it of everything before I kill the guy.
I want to play some Age of Empires again. Now that that's on sale on Steam, like you can buy the whole fucking Age of Empires 2 collection for, which is like the first game and then like 2 expansions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you can buy that for like $4 right now or something. on
Yeah, I have actually got all of it
Yeah,
from the
all the
original
Steam. It go,
discs.
the sale is going until the end of the 4th of July.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look
But
at that when I get home.
The
see what
funny
all's on
thing
it.
is, like, after Civilization, a few years later, I think Age of Empires was like the next, big strategy game for PC that I actually played. It was probably the second one.
Well, it's one of the
honestly.
best ones for
And
sure.
I thought, like, hey, this is fun. I like having the little guys chop down trees, and
Yeah.
if you pick some weird dude, he'd go fisking. He'd say fisk,
yeah,
and I
love
like
that
hearing the
shit.
guy go fisk.
Yeah,
And then
I like hearing them speak their different
yeah,
languages.
that was
Like,
cool.
Yeah.
But then I made the mistake of playing a game against Scotty one time,
excellent,
who
yeah.
was
Yeah, he's a really good
excellent
player.
at that fucking game. And like 5 minutes in, he wiped me out, and it's like, I don't think I like strategy games anymore.
Scotty is like fantastic at those games because he was
He
brilliant
picked
at
up-
Warcraft 3 and
He picked up Age of Empires 2 and Warcraft 3.
Yeah, it's like
For-
Age of Empires
yeah.
and fucking Tecmo Bowl are the two games I have never been able to beat Scott at, even though I've beaten him at every other fucking game in the history of the planet. Those two games, no matter what, I can't win. If it's Super Tecmo Bowl, the final score is usually I have 13, he's got 72.
yeah. So Scotty, if you're
I'm not
listening
even
to,
kidding.
if you're listening to this, Scotty, it's on. We're gonna do
No,
it.
Scott, if you're listening to this,
I
you
surrender.
can have
White
Age of
flag.
Empires and Tecmo Bowl. I'll take every other game in the world. You can be the best at those.
Yeah.
I succeed. I can't beat you. And
Uh,
people who know me are like, I'm all like, I'm the best Mario maker in the whole world, and now Scott's making me wet myself.
You should, Scotty. You should play me against me in Command and Conquer.
Oh no, we should all get Age of Empires 2 and play
That would
together
be
with
fun,
Scotty,
too.
and he can beat all of us.
That'd be fun too. But I want to get some people to play some
My-
Command and Conquer with me.
My first experience with Warcraft 3 was I was doing a project with some other kid in high school, and I went over to his place to work on it, and we ended up playing Warcraft 3 instead.
Well, that's kind of what happened with
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Is
But-
like
but-
Scotty had it on his computer,
The-
and it's like I was playing it, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah, but then I jumped into it, and I was just making units and stuff like Age of Empires, or like, Age of Empires 2. like you normally would. You're just building up units and whatever. And then he comes in with like a dragon and all this other shit,
Yeah.
and he just
fuck did you get that?
like 5 minutes in, he completely wipes me out. I'm like, what the hell
Yeah.
happened?
It's not fun when you don't know what the
Well,
hell you're doing.
And
Like,
the other thing is, you have to know that you need to bring your hero around and
I
fight
hated that aspect
fight the
of it.
computer. I hated that too. You had to fight. You have to level up your hero and fighting random computer enemies and
Fuck
shit,
that.
and collecting treasure
Well,
and whatever the hell.
the-
And that's like the
player character.
last thing I want to
That
do.
was the
I
whole thing that
do-
led into Dota and all that stuff.
Well, the
like,
one game that I have that I really like is Warlords Battlecry 3, and you have a hero character, and he will level up.
Super Gianna Sisters
But
strategy version.
The level stays for as long you can beat levels, scenarios, do skirmishes. He just slowly builds up experience. Even if he dies in the thing, you can keep next game. He's there again. You can just keep going, and they get stronger and stronger and learn new abilities and all kinds of stuff. And I loved that game because it had
that sounds cool.
It had so many different races to choose from. There's all these different races, and then all these different hero
Cool.
types
Wait,
you
what
could
game
do.
are you talking about?
Warlords Battlecry 3.
Okay, I gotta track that out.
Yeah, I actually have the CD somewhere, but that is an awesome one because I actually got to the point where I made a level that was specifically designed just to gain experience.
Okay.
So all I would do is you had this base
I need water.
surrounded by towers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
and
cut you off.
there-
I was just realizing my body was like going through this thing where it's like, wait, it's fucking hot. I need water.
It
Yeah.
sure is, Patrick.
Okay.
You
But-
should enjoy a delicious,
Yeah.
Yeah,
refresh.
Okay, keep going.
I built this land bridge that all the computers would have to funnel their troops through, and it's
ice cold.
It's just a death corridor.
and
Yeah.
delicious.
And-
Awesome.
All they would do is the computer, because it's a stupid AI, would just funnel all their troops to there, and they would all die.
Just like
And
lemmings.
Yeah, and they would keep doing that until they ran out of things. So I could literally just turn it on and walk away for an hour, and then come back, and they would have used all the resources on the map, and then
Cool.
I just go through and like wipe them out, and then my heroes gained all this experience.
That's awesome. Man, I gotta check that game out. That sounds good. Warlords Battlecry 3.
Yeah, that's a really
Alright.
good one
Alright.
for RTS.
I'm gonna try
Because yeah, with
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it on Steam, see what it is.
Because yeah, with Warcraft 3, it's like you beat the level. Hey, look, okay, you beat the level. New game. Hey, your hero's back at level 1, which was annoying. Because yeah, you'd have to level them up every single time, and that's why I like the other one a whole lot better. Is because you keep the level.
I am extremely biased against Blizzard RTS games. Like I love them kind of, but I've always felt a little bit bitter that they were more popular than the CNC series or like Age of Empires or whatever.
Yeah,
Like-
I guess they kind
like-
of outshadowed them and outshadowed them.
Yeah,
And
I mean-
I don't even pay attention to that stuff. Even back then, it's like,
I
what's
just
this
never
World
liked
of
it as
Warcraft I
much.
keep hearing about, or Warcraft 3 or whatever.
I just never
Yeah,
liked the RTS stuff. Like World of Warcraft is fucking fantastic.
I remember
but,
watching
like,
I remember
Scott playing
playing-
Warcraft 3 a lot, and I'd watch him play, especially online against other people, and he'd do pretty well too. And I'm just watching, it's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I think part of it is the setting for me because I liked StarCraft a little more than I like Warcraft.
Yeah, I like the Zerg and StarCraft
Yeah.
because they were like fucking cool, weird,
Yeah.
melty alien things that would turn into new alien things. That was awesome. The rest was like what, people and fucking blue aliens.
Well,
Great.
that's why you just be Protoss, and then you can mind control the other units
Yeah,
and
well.
gain
Well,
every
I
unit.
I like being Terran
I didn't say
and
I
like,
was
just
good
building
at
mass
it.
amounts of Marines. Like
Oh yeah, just as many.
I just like the
as you can get.
Marines. I like the Marines. I thought
Well,
the
it's like
Marines were a
doing the
good character.
Zergling swarm, where it's as many Zerglings as you can get, because you can get 2 for every point. So it's like 400 Zerglings just
Yeah.
in mass go to
I think
destroy bases.
you know I think it may have been the first PC game I ever played was Warcraft, and it was hard, especially for me, probably 5 years old.
Well,
Like,
Warcraft
What is happening? And I just remember I remember having
The
way
original
I
Warcraft.
remember having way more fun just looking at the instruction manual and all the
oh yeah, all the
art
great
inside of it.
artwork that
Yeah,
came in
Yeah.
instruction
Artwork.
manuals, which don't exist anymore.
yeah.
Warcraft
like,
is a
that
hard
was
game, like a really hard game. It's like
it is.
If you play
It's
it
for the
now,
motherfuckers,
even if
the
you're a veteran,
motherfuckers.
even if you're a veteran of real-time strategy games, like Warcraft, the original Warcraft,
you
is
couldn't-
like
you
really
couldn't have
tough
been.
to play.
You couldn't have been when that game came out
Yeah,
because
Because there wasn't
that-
anything else
there
before,
wasn't anything
really.
else. There was, but it was barely.
It was bare bones compared to it.
Yeah, like
You couldn't have been
there
a
was
veteran.
two.
at
There was
that
two
point.
games. Okay, there was two games. The history. We're gonna go into the history of real time strategy games.
boy, I'm excited.
So we have. Are we still recording? Is the
Yes.
battery
Yes,
going?
yeah,
Jay-
we're
Jason's
recording. He's
like
just
looking
looking
at
at
it.
We've been
how
talking
much
for
time.
an hour, like when the battery's out, and like, it is moving, right?
Gee,
Okay.
The batteries have power, so we got time. Right?
Okay,
It's
okay.
and you were right. It's been just like an hour and
There's
3
probably
minutes.
like
Alright,
4 hours on that battery
Alright.
still.
All right, cool. So, anyway, I just want to say the way it goes is there's technically one real time strategy game that started it all. I guess people have argued this, which one's the first one, because you could argue that this game for Sega Genesis, Herzog Spy, is the original one, but it's kind of different than a real time strategy game because in that game you actually control a unit, and that is a commander unit, and you use that to do things like you
The
are
Fire
actually.
Emblem games were strategy games, and they
Did
were
that
in
come out
Famicom
before
back
Warcraft?
in the 80s.
Herzog Spy came out before any real time strategy game, and,
Oh.
and it was a
Never mind.
Herz-
Fire Emblem is turn-based, right? Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
Terminology.
but you're flying around as this ship that is like can transform. You're a jet that can transform into a robot, and you also like control your buildings and units and stuff. But you are a unit in the battlefield, which is weird. So anyway, but then after that there was Dune 2, which was made by
oh yeah,
Westwood.
we've got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Dune 2.
Dune 2 is the original real-time strategy game, pretty much.
Yeah, double barrel shotgun, blowing the
Not
fucking
that
heck in
fucking
his
one. That's
face.
not it. That's
And
not the
then
fucking
in
game.
fact, I can't sin.
I said
It's
Dune
awesome.
2.
Du-
Not Dune.
Dune with a U-N-E.
D-U-N-E.
Sand Dune.
Doesn't ring a bell. Now
Based
that's
off of
Super
Frank
Shotgun
Herbert's
was
universe.
fucking fun.
Yeah. Anyway.
I
so-
knew what you were talking
so
about. I
Dune
was just
2.
being a dick.
Anyway, the double barrel shotgun. So
Yeah.
that's the first real-time strategy game.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
that they used shotguns in Dune.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
when
Dune
that
2.
sandworm
It was
shows up
Dune
and
2
you pull
that
out your
was
BFG and
Dune
just
2
Yeah.
plays pretty much like Dune 2 plays pretty much like Warcraft, and like then Warcraft stole Dune 2's idea, and Blizzard does that with all their games. They take other people's ideas and they
and
dumb
then just
them
make a
down.
really good version
Yeah,
of
they
it.
just put in a setting that people actually cared about instead of a bunch of weird high off their asses 80s science fiction aficionados like,
Hey, Dune is
"Oh,
great. Shut up.
They basically
Good
take
Lord,
they
I
take
can't-
fantastic game ideas, they simplify them a little bit and make them more palatable for the mass
Them slapping
audiences.
words.
And that's been their strategy
Jello
forever.
slapping words.
Like that's been their strategy forever. Like that's exactly what they did with World of Warcraft. They took the idea that
like EverQuest.
like
had.
EverQuest and Ultima Online, and they made it more palatable and easier to get into for many more people.
Yeah.
So like and like
Oh
that's-
yeah, because in Ultima Online, you played a lot of that, right, Wes?
Yeah.
And you could just start the game off, and like some asshole could just run up and kill you if he wanted, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in,
it
in
was
the
all
in the
sorts of
original
hardcore shit.
in the original version of Ultima Online, I don't even think there was a new character mode in that yet. People could just run up and kill you and whatever.
Yeah.
But then they started making it all sissified, and
Eventually
they,
they nerfed
they
everything.
had two different worlds where one you couldn't steal from players and you couldn't kill players in town without the guards like murdering you.
Yeah.
And
That was fun to do in Ultima.
but then they had the other world where it was all the way it originally was. But the problem was nobody played there because if you started a new character there, these big nasty players that had been playing the game forever came up and murdered you immediately, and you couldn't do anything. So what was the point?
Yeah.
You couldn't even build up your skills to compete.
Yeah, and
So-
honestly, what's the point for them? I mean, aside there's no challenge. They're not
Well,
getting anything.
well,
from you.
it's
What, a
like
cloth,
it's like the
a
South
piece of
Park
paper?
episode.
Yeah,
Coin?
it's just for the novelty.
Well, it's just like the South Park episode where they're,
They're literally
parodying
doing
World
it
of
just to be a
Warcraft,
dick.
and
Yeah.
there's just this
They
one
gain
dick
nothing.
who has leveled up so high that nobody can beat them.
What-
So it's like everybody's quitting because there's no point in playing.
What I don't understand about
Everyone's finding a giant dick that's leveling up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
what I don't understand about those players
Take
in
off your
the
pants. Join us.
I can't remember what the two different worlds in Ultima Online were called, but what I don't understand about those players in
Kick-ass
in the-
pussy world.
in the world where
they'd murder everybody.
where the game was the way it was supposed to be is instead of murdering new players immediately, why don't they try to like cultivate that world and get people playing it so that they can actually have a world of people to play with, rather than these 5 assholes that are like, well, this is awfully lonely, and then, oh, there's a new player, kill him. Like, why wouldn't you try to cultivate it and get more people playing?
Because
Like,
they
see that new
probably
player
don't
be
have
like,
any
hey,
real
we'll
skill.
help you actually
other than the fact
get
that they
ahead
happen
in
to
this.
survive
you can
long
join
enough to
our
be stronger than
friends,
everybody.
our group here, and we can like do more stuff together because
Yeah.
there'll be more of us.
I don't know why they weren't trying to draw more people into it so that it would actually be more fun, instead of these 5 or 10 douchebags just killing each other all the time. I don't understand.
Yeah, because
But
they wouldn't actually be able to
The-
be good enough to survive against
the game's
other people.
the
Yeah,
game's
the
totally different
strongest.
now. They changed a whole bunch of stuff.
That sounds like the kind of game I
Well,
would
they
just go
kind
in
of
and
did. Like it's available for free and legitimately for free.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
The original
the
game?
original game. Yeah.
Okay, well there is that, but
Someone's
the
running
game,
a server. And
but
it's
the game,
Ultima Online
you could-
Forever. If anyone want to play the original Ultima Online in the classic way, play Ultima Online Forever.
If
You-
I play that, all I'm going to do is what I
Yeah.
do in games like Morrowind stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get bored, get lost, and start stealing silverware from everyone's houses.
which is really fun to do.
It's
but
fun.
but
That's
it's
all I
it's
do.
it's fun because there's no classes or anything. You just start using a skill and it increases.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
And you just keep doing that.
So, okay, here's a hardcore thing about EverQuest that I thought was really interesting that I just learned about recently. Because I downloaded also that they're doing the same thing for EverQuest now. It's now you can play the original version as long as you have the... Actually, it's the server is free. You have to actually have owned the real game. But let's... So, anyway, it's called Project 1999. And it's the 1999 version of EverQuest. And one thing I didn't realize about this, because I'm just trying it now, is they did not have a map in EverQuest, which is really hardcore. Also, no waypoints, so
Mhm.
you have to really
Yeah,
find your
figure
way
it
around.
All right,
Okay,
imagine.
That is 100% not a game I will play. If I don't have a fucking map, I will get lost. I have a terrible sense, like
It's like
Yoga
being Zelda.
Hibiki
The-
sense of direction,
I think-
and I will not find my way around a goddamn game
Yeah,
without a fucking
Jason,
map.
just imagine playing World of Warcraft with no map and no anything telling you which way to go.
The original World
I
of
will
Warcraft
never
almost
play it
was that,
again.
because you didn't get any.
Although I
waypoints
haven't played
the
it in
original.
about
Well,
2
the-
years
but
anyway.
I
so.
think the thing about Ultima
Now.
But you
Ultima
did have a
Online
map, and that's Blizzard doing their make it easier, give people
Yeah,
a
they
map.
gave you a map.
Well,
they've
I think
slowly made
the
it easier and
the
easier.
thing about Ultima Online is you had like a compass up at the top and with like a little circular radar map in the middle, and that was the only map you got. But it was pretty easy.
It's a small map.
It was it was really small. The world was huge, but it was actually really easy to find your way around because you go to a road. And
You just follow it.
there's signposts.
Yeah, you
you
have to
can
read
read
the
you can read the
signpost.
signpost. Oh, this town's that way. You follow the road.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing because when I have been playing Ultima Online a little bit recently, and I realized that this map is not really about being a map. It's just about the extent of the map is really just like if you were in that world,
Your
what
spatial
your,
awareness.
what your field of vision would be.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
It's not doesn't go very far, but it goes way farther
Yeah.
than your screen because your screen is like 800 by 600 resolution and you're like that big in the screen, so it's like you can only if you were only aware of that, it would be like your character could only see like 30 feet or something.
The-
And at
the
that
other-
point, you and your
Yeah.
friends are drawing like cloth maps, and it's like, here's the woods,
Yeah.
and it's a couple triangles. Here's a house, that's
Yeah.
a village,
Oh.
and then your friend looks at it and goes, "This is fucking stupid and useless. You're
Yeah.
an idiot. Let's
So-
go this
So
way."
you totally need the little tiny map that they give you,
That-
even though it doesn't show very much, but it
That reminds me, when Sean and I played Quest for Glory 1 when we were kids, we actually made a map of the whole
cool.
wilderness around the
Our
town.
mom would do that with like Metroid
yeah.
when she played Metroid. She
Yeah.
made a map.
We had to
Oh,
make
wow.
we
maps
just
for
we just
Metroid.
got
That's how you
a
did
big piece of poster board, and Sean would just wander around in the woods. We tried to get the border first, and then I would draw out because it's just Quest for Glory. It's just like these intersections. Basically, you walk in, and it's like a 4-way intersection or 2 ways, and then you draw that. And we ended up getting the whole wilderness around, and we just knew where everything was after
Well,
that.
And then
Patrick,
you ambushed
like,
travelers and took their
the
stuff.
original Zelda that we had
No.
for Nintendo came with a map,
You should.
but it was incomplete. It had like the starting area and like where the first dungeon was like printed on the map.
Yeah, the
but then it
first
had
Zelda has an
squares
official map, but
It had
they don't
blank
have
squares.
the whole thing filled in.
Okay.
For
so I'm
each
playing it
screen.
Really hardcore.
And what we
'Cause I
did
don't
is
have
we
any
went
map.
with a
Yeah.
pencil and drew each area as we came to it.
Yeah.
I should. Okay, I should probably mention all this, like the videos I'm doing right now. At least what we have going right now. Like I have.
There's a lot we want to do, but we're
Yeah,
lazy.
we're working on stuff, but like right now, like some of the recent stuff is I'm doing a newbie Zelda play, where because I have no experience playing Zelda. I've never played before, so I'm just kind of, if you want to watch someone play Zelda for the first time. And
But he's
have no,
going
like-
in cold turkey. No
Yeah, I
Nintendo
really know
power,
nothing.
no instruction
Yeah.
manual.
No,
even.
no internet.
No
just
internet.
playing.
I'm not
No
gonna look at any
fucking
map.
nothing.
I'm not gonna learn any hints. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna get lost and have fun getting lost in this fucking world. And then like that's it.
And
so,
if you like that, I have this game called Castlevania 2 you'll just love.
I should try that one. Even though I have heard about a couple tricks in that one, but like
I actually really love that game.
I
but
should definitely. I would
most
definitely.
people hate
I would
it.
definitely want to play Castlevania 2. And I also want to play Zelda 2 because that one looks
Yeah,
really cool too.
you got to play that one.
What's
But,
the other stuff you're doing?
also
You call it
the Command and Conquer series. I'm playing through all the Command and
Patsylvania
Conquer
2.
games.
I coined it Patsylvania 2.
Yes, thank you. All right, cool. It's
Pat's
like,
Quest.
It's like Vinny Vany. Okay, it's like.
What's a Viney about what? Never heard of it.
Command and I'm also playing through both the GDI and NOD campaigns, the Command and Conquer games, because I fucking love those games, and why not just do a series on a game that I'm super in love with? So there we go. Like I'm gonna play through all those because I love Command and Conquer. The original Command and Conquer is like one of my favorite games of all time. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you might as well
and-
start with one of your favorites.
And then after that, you got to try Warzone 2100.
yeah, sure. You know, okay, here's the thing about Command and Conquer. You guys have to see this. Anyone that doesn't want to play the game should at least watch the goddamn cutscenes because Kane, the guy that plays this bad guy, is the whole reason why that series. It's almost the whole reason why that series gets as much attention as it does because that guy's performance in as the bad guy is actually like one of the greatest performances. Just. I almost want to say period, but like that's probably overstating it. But basically, it's just a
way it could be
it's
better than
he's a
Mark Hamill
fantastic
in Wing
actor,
Commander
and his
3.
performance as this bad guy is like one of the most captivating and compelling performances in all of like video games. Like
Do
definitely.
you know the guy's
Like-
real name?
Yeah, Joseph Coogan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and I've
didn't
actually
know
watched some
that.
of his recent YouTube videos because he just does weird shit, and it's like he does
What? That's our shtick.
this, like this guy actually has some really funny
Each don't
recent videos.
flash.
But like the guy's still kicking. Like, and I think his YouTube channel is called Kane Lives.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway.
Eventually, B. Kane dies, but don't worry, I still have content coming.
Kane is the most compelling bad guy of all time in video games. Like really, like he is so fun to watch. Like that guy is fantastic.
And of course, you've been re-releasing basically old content.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we
There's
did.
a lot of content I feel really bad that I never finished, and that we never. You know, I've had a lot of trouble getting motivation for the stuff that we were doing. Like in the past, and basically, you know, I kept falling in and out of like getting motivated to do stuff, and so it's like there's a lot of projects that we started that I never finished, and like I just kind of want to get some of that stuff up for people to just look at, you know, like, and so I kind of semi-edited some stuff like that I am releasing as raw footage that is up on the site that you guys can check out to kind of see us playing around with doing stuff that's a little bit like it's
How many years ago was that?
Yeah, yeah,
God,
it's
like
a while.
20?
2010 or something, like 2009, 2010. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
but-
Yeah, probably
10
around.
years ago.
yeah,
probably.
you know, it's kind of us trying to do a little bit of like reviews for like the two things that we have are like reviews that are like supposed to be like funny reviews of stuff. Like
It was like back when it's like, hey, this internet thing seems
Yeah.
popular. We
Back-
should do this, but we don't know how. And
Yeah.
now that the technology, everyone can do it easily.
yeah,
I
now
guess.
now literally everyone's doing it. It's crazy. So
Well, we're back.
Yeah.
We're gonna try harder.
yeah,
I guess.
I'm really trying.
I'm sure it'll
Try.
work
What
this
is this
time.
word try?
I'm
I
really
don't know
doing
what
it.
try means.
Yeah, you're a Star Wars fan, so there's no try.
Yes.
Oh, there's just giving up then. Okay.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna fucking. This is something I really think I can put myself into right now, and I'm gonna. I really want to try to go really hardcore on this and just like make this something really awesome. And I just want to put a lot of work into something. So I think this is gonna be really cool. So
Great.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all gonna try harder.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best.
I think we can really.
And now
find
that
her-
we're all happy, I think we can return to our fun-filled game of Mario Party.
Oh,
Party.
No, we just got out of.
Let the
our-
misery continue.
Oh,
Maybe
we
play
only
some
have
Bomberman.
17 turns left. Come on.
Anyway, I think that was probably a pretty good end for the podcaster. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
another thing we're working on, trying to
Well-
get that out. But
What do you guys want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about a computer game I was playing just recently as well that I haven't played in several years.
Okay,
Yes.
let's hear it.
What is
Let's
going
hear
on?
this computer game. It's a little ditty you might know as motherfucking Deus Ex.
What?
I love
You're playing Deus
I
Ex?
I actually played
Yeah.
Deus Ex.
I might be
when I was
paraphrasing, but yes, Deus Ex.
Okay.
Yeah, I
The
played,
original.
That is.
I
such an
tried
awesome
playing
game.
that game when I was maybe
I really need to play
6
that
or
game.
7 years old, and I couldn't figure it out at
Yeah,
all.
it's.
But
Oh,
it
really?
always seemed like so
Transferred
much
into the
fun. I
Unreal
wanted to
Engine.
know how to
Yes.
do it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
wanted to know how to play that
That
game,
sounds
but I
good.
never could figure
Takes
it
a lot
out
of
when I was
time,
that young.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't know about
Me
that.
personally, like, okay, so Eidos or whoever, the guys that made the Thief games, they made those, and I watched Lauren play him, and he's good at that sneaking around, waiting
love
5
Thief.
minutes for some guard
Yeah.
to die
And
crap.
there's a lot of
I
that in Deus
can't
Ex.
Yeah, I can't stand sneaking around shit, but in Deus Ex, for whatever reason, I don't mind it that much because you have so many more options to deal with things, and I don't mean going Duke Nukem on shit, even though you can do that.
Yeah.
But I can like hack computers to turn off cameras and like unlock doors,
Yeah.
and then I can like knock out a guard and throw his body somewhere no one sees it. And I like the futuristic setting, the characters,
It is
the
a
voice
really
It's got a
acting.
great
setting.
storyline.
The story is great.
And the best part
the
is-
locations are great. The music is great. It's
I still want to
fucking
play
good.
it.
And the story will change
Yeah,
depending
and-
on how you play it.
Yeah.
So you can
Pat-
play it over and over again.
yeah, you can play
Patrick,
it several times.
Patrick, you being someone that loves the Metal Gear Solid series, you would probably love
Well,
it.
yeah, I probably would. It's, just,
it's a little more
and
cyberpunkish
the
than
times
say,
the times
like-
that I've tried to play it, I've actually like kind of thought it was a little too much for me. Like it was really like I was getting stuck or something.
Well, there's a
Basically, it
lot
was
to
like,
learn about it too.
Like it was kind of a really steep learning curve. I felt like, and I remember the times
Well,
I was
you can
playing
always
it,
turn on God mode and at least
Like-
still enjoy
Yeah,
the story.
and then there's
Yeah,
me at
that's
like
there's
6 or
cheats.
7
I would
going,
wanna really play it, though.
how do I do?
But-
but like I remember I got to like one part where there's a robot and you have to figure out what the fuck to do with the robot because it would kill you
EMP
really
stuff.
fast.
Yeah, you can
And,
throw
like-
an EMP at and disable it. You can destroy it with a heavy nuclear
I
weapon
didn't
you can
get
find
very-
in the level. You can just ignore it. You can use invisibility to go around it. You can just
Yeah.
not even
Basically,
walk
I didn't
near
get
it.
very far at all.
That's just the
Like-
first fucking stage, and you have like 4 or 5 ways to deal with this one enemy, and
Yeah.
that's out of the
And I
like
didn't figure
tons
out
of
any of
enemies
them.
in that first Statue
which
of Liberty.
is
level.
also
But
why it's
I-
better
at the,
than all the
at,
sequels.
At the same time,
'cause-
I think it had to do
more
with
options.
my expectations going in because at that point I was probably playing it at high school and I tried it and at that point I expected it to be a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, kind
And
of like
it's
Doom
not.
or Quake. And
It's not a
I mean,
first-person
you can
shooter.
try to play it
Like it
that
is
way,
a
but-
first-person perspective game, but it's not really a first-person
Yeah,
shooter.
it's like a
Yeah,
first-person
like,
perspective Metal Gear Solid, basically.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
first-person
You have
action
to-
shooter.
you
It's a
have to sneak.
first-person adventure game.
and I think that kind of
But
hurt
you-
me
you
because
said
I
you could
hurt
go-
my impression of it.
you
because
said you could
I
go
liked
all
it,
Duke
but at the
Nukem,
same
but I
time,
remember
was
when I
like,
tried
just
that,
wanna
it
run
didn't
and
ever
shoot
work.
Things. Like,
Well, you get experience points, and you can level up your experience points in a way to make your physical strength stronger and be better at using heavy weaponry like chain guns and flamethrowers and strong explosives. And if you do that, you can be a formidable force, but you still kind of are pretty vulnerable in it. The game, I will say, does sort of eschew you to being sneakier because you're usually awarded more bonuses for
Oh, yeah,
finding
you-
hidden areas, disabling alarms.
You get a lot
is
more experience
worth more
if you're
experience
stealthy.
than just killing people and running around like an idiot. So it does still tend to like lean towards being sneaky, even though you have all the other options. But for some reason, even though I can't stand the Thief games because I'm impatient and stupid, I guess, the like techno future story, like all that stuff I mentioned, that's cool. There's just something I really like about it. I even have a meme.
It's
of my-
definitely on my list of things to
Yeah.
play because I know I'm gonna enjoy it. I've heard so many things about it that I'm like, yeah, that's totally.
I even
something
have
I'd
like a meme,
Yeah.
like you know those dumb meme pictures you see
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah.
I saw one. And it's just a shot of Deus Ex, the first level where you see like the busted Statue of Liberty where you first start, and the caption is Deus Ex. Every time you mention it, someone will reinstall it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you did.
Well, I'm gonna
I
go.
did.
I'm gonna fucking be the one to reinstall it now that you're
Well,
mentioning
it was still
But, like-
installed from
but,
years ago.
like-
never had a reason.
One
uninstall
thing
it,
that
but
one
I
thing that
played it.
really piqued my interest in it again was they actually came out with a really good prequel to it. Like
Yeah,
just
the
recently.
Human Revolution.
Yeah, and
all
it's like
that,
I remember watching
Ex
and
Machina.
people say that's excellent.
I
too.
haven't
Yeah,
played
I haven't
those
played
ones.
that.
I haven't played them yet.
And like
have
people,
one,
people
I
say the
haven't played it yet.
storyline in that is fantastic, and
Now they're making another one, right?
yeah, they're doing a sequel to that one now.
Yeah.
But like I remember watching the trailer to that one. Do you guys ever see the trailer to that one?
I
I'm
probably
sure I
have.
did.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
just the
remember
trailer
too much.
alone is like, oh my god, this is so up my alley. Like this.
Because
is,
yeah, that second, that
like-
first sequel to Deus Ex was not good.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it was an
Oh
interesting
yeah,
they-
story.
people
but
try to forget about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it wasn't. It didn't even hold a candle.
Invisible
To the
yeah,
original.
it wasn't even close to the original game. I mean, I played through it for the story.
The original
but-
game through and through is like a PC mouse and keyboard type of game, just for the shooting and moving around, but all the menu navigation.
Yeah.
And they tried to compress that to
For a
an
console.
Xbox controller.
Yeah.
And
So they
it-
designed the
so
whole game.
all they did was
for
dumb it
the,
down.
The
Yeah.
console.
And dumbing down something like Deus Ex is like beating Albert Einstein over the head until he's not smart enough to even like deliver chocolates to children.
Yeah.
You know. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because you can't take a game like that and
It's
build
tragic.
it for a console and then expect it to be good.
You should play. You should record yourself playing through that.
I don't really know how.
I'll teach you how. We'll get it. We'll get it. But I
Okay.
mean, whatever. We should all be making stuff somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
I
I'm
record
working on my
myself
levels
playing
for that
something,
Yeah.
it'll probably be Sonic 3. No.
Sonic 3D Blast.
Sonic 3D. No. I actually don't know what I would play. Like, if you sat me down, I had all the equipment.
I
It's
hope
like,
you're-
you can play whatever game you want and stream it live. I would need a few minutes to actually think about it, but I would come up with something cool.
Cool. And then like I don't know.
Maybe Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3
We could all
is
we could
my
all play
favorite
through something
Nintendo
too.
game
Like
ever.
I've always really liked what actually I've just recently discovered this thing, Mostly Walking, which is a series that's really good on YouTube. And it's like I really like the style of thing that they're doing. They all play through a game. It's a single player game they're playing, but they're all there like commenting on it, you know. And it's like I think that's a really cool.
So
neat
wait,
kind of
one
experience.
person is playing and the rest are commenting?
Yeah.
Okay. They're not
No,
just each
stupid,
playing
don't
a
go
copy
that way,
of the-
turn around.
And
Once
it's called
and they share
it's
notes.
called Mostly Walking because it's obviously adventure games they're playing and it's a lot of walking, so it's a good joke.
So watch me play Morrowind.
Yeah. But
Or watch me play Ocarina of Time and call it mostly doing weird bomb reverse slide into water and traversing the Hyrule field in 12 seconds.
I think I have a lot of fun watching that. And it's like, man, I would like to. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do something like that, or I don't know. And I'm working on a lot of stuff too. I
And
can't wait to
doing
like
speed
to
runs.
start. I don't want to say too much, but it's like I got a lot of things I'm working on. So I'm having fun coming up with
Yeah.
ideas. to
And
do.
hopefully we can all become at least somewhat competent, at least putting together and kind of editing these
If we
videos.
exactly
That
like
way-
like Wes is doing the podcast,
Yeah.
you know, like you can do something. Like everyone can do it a little bit, you know, and I think that would be awesome.
And
like
it lightens the workload on everyone, and
Yeah.
it gives us more content.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of
Yeah.
actually
And
doing
it's so easy
things.
now to do that stuff. They make it all like
That's
easily
hard.
available, like open
Yeah.
broadcast.
Halfway
studio,
through that
you know,
sentence,
like-
I was like, I have to do thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
cool.
Remember that thing about trying harder?
Well, you know,
It's a sauna in here.
All right. Yeah, it's
I think
it's
kind
hot.
of-
It's hot. It's sweaty. We've been going on for a
Yeah.
long time.
Need to turn the air conditioner back
Our
on.
professional studio is not air conditioned because ABC is cheap.
I hope everyone enjoyed our podcast promoting all those other YouTube channels that you probably enjoy more than ours.
Oh, great. Watch it.
And